As part of Indian diplomatic outreach, the Indian delegation visiting the UAE will leave later today. DD India's Vinod Kumar files this update from Dubai.
The delegation to the United Arab Emirates will start their campaign on May 21st onwards. The group is led by Member of Parliament Shrikant Shinde and 7 other MPs, which include Bansiri Swaraj, E.T. Mohammad Bashir, Adul Garg, Dr. Sasmit Patra, Manan Kumar Mishra, along with former Minister of State S.S. Ahluwalia and former senior diplomat Sujan Chinoy. The delegation's 2-day visit will begin with high-level engagements in Abu Dhabi on Thursday. Confirmed meetings include interaction with His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan Mubarak Al Nahyan, Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence, followed by discussions at the UAE Federal National Council with Dr. Ali Al Nuwami and members of the Council's key committee. They are also scheduled to meet with officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and National Media Office. A media interaction with the newspaper National is expected later in the day, followed by a meeting with the strategic political affairs analyst Amjad Taha. A key highlight of the visit will be the delegation's outreach to the Indian community, scheduled at the Indian Embassy's auditorium in Abu Dhabi. On Friday, the group will visit the Anwar Gargash Diplomatic Academy for discussions with Director General Nikolai Mladinov, and in Dubai, the delegation will participate in policy dialogue hosted by the Fikr Institute and is expected to give interviews to media houses including Gulf News and Khaleej Times. The team will depart early Saturday morning to Kinshasa, continuing India's extensive global engagement. This is Vinod Kumar for DD India.
And for more, let's connect with DD India correspondent Akshay Dongre. Akshay, taking a cue from what Vinod mentioned, what do we know about the manner in which the Indian delegations will work towards garnering rally of global support against Pak-sponsored terror?
Well, Shubhendu, there are two motives mainly for these delegations that are coming, that are going to these various countries around the world. First motive about for these delegations is to explain to the world the kind of fight that India has started against terror. It's not a fight against Pakistan. The Indian Armed Forces had clarified in the very beginning that this was not an attack against Pakistan. It was not against Pakistani military even though they trained these terrorists. It was purely against terror infrastructure. We are talking about Operation Sindoor that was conducted on 7th of May. Yes, there was a retaliation from Pakistan, to which India also retaliated and in fact gave a bloody nose to Pakistan. But it was only because they chose to come in between the Indian Armed Forces and the terrorists who killed all of those people in Pahalgam and other places in the country, as well as these dreaded terrorists who are responsible for terrorizing not just the region but the entire world. So that is the first motive, to tell the world that the military action that has been taken up, it's a fight the world has to fight, but only few countries in the region have to bear the brunt as far as maximum attacks of terror are concerned, taking the fight to their home countries and hitting them where it hurts the most. That is a daring step, especially when you are acting against a nuclear armed country like Pakistan that has gone rogue, that is supporting terrorists as their state policy. So that remains the first agenda of these delegations. The second is to countering the narrative and sympathy garnering agenda of Pakistan. They are going to the world, they're telling the world that we are the victims of terrorism, even though there are clear proofs that have been given by India that how deeply involved the Pakistani state is as far as these attacks are concerned. And despite that, to get money from the IMF, to get money from World Bank, and to garner support from its traditional allies, Pakistan is trying to come up with this sob story, telling it to the world, because either they can either blackmail the world with terrorists, or they can ask for money in exchange for sympathy as far as the state is concerned. So
right.
It is very essential to counter the narrative of Pakistan, to counter the fake news and propaganda of Pakistan, plus to tell the world that this is not a fight that India has chosen to get involved in. It is a fight that was forced on India. It is because of attacks like Pahalgam and the terror groups that are operating from Pakistan. These kind of conflicts are becoming more and more frequent as far as the region is concerned. So these are the two major agendas. And as far as the choice of these countries are concerned, they are mainly the countries who are part of either a permanent or non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council, or the countries that are going to be the next members of the UNSC non-permanent membership. Who will be starting from 2026. So it's an outward-looking agenda that Indian government has come up with to brief the countries that are part of the UNSC non-permanent members as well as the permanent members, and to brief the future non-permanent members as well, to make it clear in front of the world that this is a war against terrorism, and India will take it to any extent possible or required to nip it in the bud as far as terror attacks are concerned, targeted at the country.
If you look at the structure of these delegations, Akshay, and given that these are all party delegations, they also send an important message of political unity at a sensitive time like this.
Well, absolutely. It's a political unit. That's part A. Second is to show that the country is united against this menace. That's part 2. And also there has been attempts, especially when it comes to the West Asian countries. Pakistan has tried to communalize the entire issue as far as making it about a particular religious group. India is also home to a massive population as far as that Pusat community is concerned, and those are also very responsible citizens of the country. They represent the country at global stage, inside the country as well, in the lower house or in the upper house. They are highly respected individuals. It's also to show the message to the West Asian countries and to allies of Pakistan as well, that this is not a communal agenda. This is not a communal action that has been taken. It's a very, very decisive action that has been taken against terrorism and terror attacks that are not particularly targeted against any religious group or any communal group. It is targeted against humanity, and that is why India as one unit is fighting against it.
Akshay, thank you for those updates.